Hi, it's Lisa Greenfield with Truth in Hand, and it's time for your daily tarot. This is the week of November 14th through the 20th. And if you enjoy this, please do visit me, be my guest, truthinhand.com, where there's astrology, tarot, and that fascinating map about you that's written right there in your hands. They all come together to give you some of the best information I can share to help you make choices in your life. All right, ready for your week? We have our card of the week, which is always our overarching theme or kind of the container that holds it all together. And we've got the Woodward this week. Now, in traditional tarot, this is the Strength card. And in both decks, it's talking about mastering that wildness within us, mastering the beast within, which is a great theme, particularly here in the United States, because emotions and passions are running fairly high. So, but for you individually, regardless of your politics, it's very much about how it serves us to apply strength to those raging impulses and harness that to really get the most out of it. And with the super full moon on Monday, we've got the Page of Stones. Now, this pages are always the inner state that precedes action signaled by the knights. And the page, in this case, of stones, that's that physical one on this full moon, is very much about taking a good look. What are you attached to and what is ready to be released? You know, there's a lot of change going on. There's a symbol for this season. It's very much about molting, you know, shedding your skin, getting ready for winter, you know, but it's a great analogy for what's, you know, going on right now. And with this full moon, I want you to understand you are shedding what is no longer needed so that you can take on what is going to help you, going to be in service of you. So today it's about very much slow, measured action and understanding there's all the time in the world to make the changes that need to happen. So take your time, ground it, make those choices, move ahead. On Tuesday, we've got the Nine of Bows. Now, nines are always that teacher number. You know, we've come far enough to really have some sense of perspective. And with the bows, it's very much about our intuitive knowing. It's that visionary sense that sees more than just what the evidence is in front of us. And with the astrology and what's going on right now, this is where you need to master, you know, take what you're releasing, what you're shedding, really figure out what's aligning with your vision of where you want to go, and then applying some discipline behind it. You know, it's like, okay, discipline is simply a structure that helps give strength to those beliefs. All right. Then we move into Wednesday, and we've got the King of Vessels. Now, in the minor arcana, I always say the King of Vessels is the closest to the Magician because we've got that logical command of the king along with that receptive, connective of the vessels. And so what's happening here is you really have the ability to turn lead into gold. Now, the shadow side of this is where you can justify an overreaction. So be careful not to be operating in the shadow here. You can give yourself all kinds of great reasons to overreact to something, but it serves you more to apply that energy to changing lead into gold. Change what you don't like into something that you can work with. All right? And we move into Thursday, and it serves that even more so because we've got the Knight of Cups, which is the action. Yesterday, you really worked your magic. This Knight now says on Thursday, act on it. Go ahead and put it into action. And not only that, but be aware that that's a collective vibration. You know, water is very, very conductive. So other people's actions are affecting you. Be aware of where there's an invitation to connect and act together in a manner that can help move you closer to what you want to be doing, what you want to be living, you know, and be receptive to the like minds. All right? And water joins together and creates a force for change. So we move into, from that Knight of Cups, we move into an absolute validation of that with the Ten of Stones. The Ten of Stones is one of my favorite cards. It's very much, it's the karma card, but it's, you know, we've got the empowered one on a solid foundation here. And in the Wildwood Tarot, they call it home. So it really is, you start with the full moon, that releasing where the attachments are to what's no longer serving you, and you get to Friday and you're really on firm foundation, that solid home where you're making yourself safe. You don't require anything from outside of you. You've got that compassion for yourself and that backbone that makes you safe within yourself. And from there, all kinds of things are possible. And we move into Saturday, and we've got the Five of Vessels. Now, the Five of Vessels in Wildwood Tarot, the key word is ecstasy, which is interesting because in traditional tarot, this is the card of sorrow and loss. Now, fives are always creativity, and with this, what I like to say is you have to be willing to risk the loss, the heartache, in order to experience the full measure of power in what you create from a heartfelt place, from a connected place. So Saturday is really asking you, what are you willing to risk your heart for? And enjoy the ecstasy that comes when it works, and take the risk that it may not turn out the way that you want it to. And we move into Sunday, and we've got that Sun reversed. We had another reversed card this week. And so with the Sun reversed, Sun is slow change. It's gradual change. Day by day, the days get longer or shorter. When it's upended, this speaks to a much more rapid shift. And so with this card, particularly following on this week, this is where we get one of those big aha moments. We start to understand how things can come together in a way that we didn't expect that will still serve us. How can you make the most of it? How can you make magic with the things that didn't turn out the way that you want them to? That's your important message to wrap up this week. All right, I'm Lisa Greenfield with Truth in Hand. And again, come play at truthinhand.com. There's a free online sample of what the truth in your hand is and more. I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care, and I'll talk to you then.